All right, welcome to another episode of Overpowered. Varun is here, Sid is here. It's been a while, and a lot has been happening, Varun. Let's just dive into it. First of all, Nano Banana is here. Varun, I was actually talking to someone about, and I was actually rewatching one of the like super early episode. I think it was second or third episode. And a lot of the shit that we were talking about then, now all these tools are coming out, which are like remember we used to be like, oh, video fidelity cannot be solved and all that nonsense that we were speaking at that time. Actually, Nano Banana, when I saw it, I remember discussing, saying, okay, but we knew that something like Nano Banana would happen. Tell us, Sid, tell us what is Nano Banana? Why is it so cool, and why are we discussing it so up top in the episode?
Right. It's pretty much. So Google secretly released this model on this website called Marina. They decided to call it Nano Banana for some reason. And everybody was pointing fingers at Google. And then one fine day, Google was like, yeah, it was us. And they put out this on Gemini. It's actually called Gemini 2.5 Flash right now, but everybody is still calling it Nano Banana. So am I, so are you. I think we
That's
just
because I think
like
so.
it.
Sundar tweeted out bananas.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah,
it
pretty
felt
much.
like he was hacked, but it
Yeah.
made sense 2 days later.
Even if you go to Gemini, earlier it just used to say create image, but right now it has a banana emoji next to it, just so that people know that it's Nano Banana. So it's pretty much your classic text to image to image editor. But the crazy part and the reason why it's going really wild is because of its fidelity. And I think that's going to be more evident once we see a bunch of use cases over here. So here are a bunch of product shots that Saga generated. It kind of looks real, like especially this picture where you're holding this burger. It looks like it's not like AI at all. Even this selfie that you see over here. So the impressive part is that it's just there. It's just natural. It gets the lighting right. It gets the placement right, and it does it really fast.
You know what the number one use case of Nano Banana on Indian Twitter is?
The figurine thing.
No, to put a girlfriend in the same frame as someone. Right? They're all like, hey, 6 months got over and stuff like that. And they're doing it unironically. And then the comments are like, bro, this is Nano Banana. I know you wouldn't be able to, pull this person or whatever.
Yeah. So the primary use case is going to be, Varun, the most like monetizable use case.
I think, we use it for thumbnails now. We used it, like I was getting some merch printed on a hoodie and I was just like, we had an image and I was like, okay, I want to change the text. And I just told Nano Banana, change the text, and it did it. I don't know, we use it for everything at this point. But there are still some edge cases it gets wrong. So if you have some Photoshop experience, you can always go in and stitch up the last 2-3%. But I feel it's very, very, very impressive. And the thing that I am most stunned by is it came, everyone got used to it in like 2 days, and now like the world is the same. Like it's
Yeah,
the
we've just
strangest
normalized
thing.
it.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, the world is still the same. Like it's like people can use Nano Banana, people can make merch. They're much faster at doing it. They're much faster at making posters. They're much faster at making YouTube thumbnails. We use it for all our YouTube thumbnails now. We
I'll
can do text really
actually,
well.
I have an example over here. So this is basically a sketch that I drew to show how I want the thumbnail to be, and I uploaded a picture of myself, and this is what I got the output as.
Look at the progress in the last 2 years, right? From the DALL-E 2s of the world to this, and I feel it's what is the end cap of this? I'm sure it'll keep getting better and better and better, but I feel like it's already so good that you're only idea limited now. And I've started noticing the same thing, especially when we do hackathons or stuff like that, or even in the office, right? We'll be like, okay, here's the thumbnail. We want you to make 10 variants of the thumbnail. You of course can use Nano Banana. And everyone's ideas are so limited. They'll all be like, oh, let me now change the person's face to do this, right? That pose where it's like two hands here and the eyes are big and like the mouth is big. Like some 6 people will repeat that. And I'm just like, all the outputs that a lot of people create, except some people, like they'll be like, oh, well, now let's put food in the, let's put like, nice donuts in the scene or whatever. It's all ideas that they've watched. Like there's this one very famous Abhi and New thumbnail, right? Where they have like I think the videos about sugar where they have a lot of, donuts and stuff in the scene. Somebody picked up on that idea and said, I watched this video once, I'll make it like that. So you are still limited by all the content you have consumed and all the movies you have consumed and all the thumbnails that you have seen, and you'll prompt Nano Banana to do something like those. Because nothing stuns a person more than just seeing a prompt box and being like, oh, now I have to come up with a cool idea. And I really did not believe that ideas, like completely unique ideas, are so hard to generate, right? And I feel like now the person who's consumed the most amount of content, knows the most amount of references, who had poor execution skill, now suddenly becomes very good because they're able to combine the two. Like, think about number of people who use Nano Banana to make superhero images, right? Like, it's the most common thing, but those same with Ghibli, right? Like, once Ghibli came out, everyone was like, oh, let's make all our images like Ghibli. But ask them to come up with a new art style and they kind of struggle to figure out any other references.
Just want to thank Sagar for giving me a big dick in this Superman picture. Thanks, Sagar. Yeah, but it's really good. This trend has now gone viral. This trend has gone fully viral. But tell me something. So this stuff, how is Sid? How is this such a much bigger leap than image gen on ChatGPT or Midjourney? Like, what has changed dramatically? Because it felt like you could feed yourself and put yourself in images already, right? Like, this already existed.
Yeah. So I think what's really happening right now with the big tech companies is, so a lot of the capabilities that even came out in ChatGPT, Nano Banana, etc., all of them existed in open source models. Like, if you use Stable Diffusion, all of these features actually existed before. So what all these companies are trying to figure out right now is, how do you productize them in a safe way so that it doesn't break and so that people don't generate unwanted stuff, and how do you like put it out there in an interface that everyone can kind of use it. What's really cool about the Nano Banana model is, so Midjourney has certain limitations. It has a certain style. Midjourney is known for its cinematic style. Nano Banana can do that, and it can also do like much more natural looking images. Like when you see an AI image now, you cannot know that it's an AI image because the skin just glows like crazy, right? You just see someone's skin and you know that it's AI image. So that is something that Nano Banana has solved for. It's kind of solved these little details that make you not that makes it difficult for you to tell the difference between what is AI and what is not AI. That is number one. Number two is prompt adherence. So a lot of times when you used to prompt like image models, you might not get exactly what you want. So here the level with it is adhering to the prompt, that is, if you provided you prompt it properly, it's pretty insane. So I think a combination of these two features is what really blew this up. And third is how fast it is. In Midjourney, if you put out an image, it takes like 30 to 45 seconds to generate. Here, it does it in like 5 to 10 seconds.
Yeah, I have an idea. So there are a bunch of these apps now. There are actually a bunch of these tools which are like whatever, super memory, or just a way for AI to have a lot more context to you. Like, I think you're right, Varun, that people originality is a lot more scarce, ideas are a lot more scarce. I would love it if there's an app where I open it and the more images I throw of myself, full body, from the back, from the side, the more images I throw, this app remembers it, has more and more context to what I look like. And then there's just a feed of other AI generated images that as soon as I click, I'm like, put me in this, almost like Dub Smash, but for images. Like, I think there's already a tool that does this for video, which is there's video, and then if you just click on it, it'll generate the same video, but with me in it. I think like this form factor, like how there is like, I forget what the company is called, but there is a Canva for India version of this. But I think for most people, nobody wants to sit and think of prompts. Nobody wants to sit and think of what's the next cool image I can upload. I just want to click a button and have me be inserted into it. Yeah, I think there's an app in here. I don't know if someone's built this, but if there's a feed of pictures, I click it and then it's me in this picture.
I think, so the thing is, what you're saying is already possible on Nano Banana, but the only problem is you got to do it again and again all the time. What really needs to happen is that whole templatization of this thing.
Yeah. Tell me, Nano Banana, does it have memory? Like the more pictures I feed it of me, does the model remember me better from the side, from the front?
No, I don't think it does that. It doesn't do that. I mean, there wasn't too much technical information I could find online, but basically the thing that makes Nano Banana cool is it has real world understanding. It has native world understanding, right? So it works the same way as, an LLM in the sense that it knows the world a little bit better. So if you say, the hand needs to be up and he's holding a cup, then the cup goes along with the hand, right? It generally knows how gravity works and physics works and whatnot. So I think it's pretty cool. And it can also do multi-image fusion. You can also do multi-image fusion. Like you put in two images, you say, I want the second image in the style of the first image, right? That'll work straight out of the box. So you like merge the two, give the person the costume from the second image, but use the first image ka face. You can do crazy stuff.
Got it. Thanks, by the way, for putting Donald Trump on my lap. I really appreciate it, Sagar.
There's actually one more cool thing that I found out. So I got this random housing plan from the internet. I just got this off of Google Images, and I basically asked Nano Banana to make me an isometric 3D view, and it pretty much got all the details right. Like if you see the original image, it kind of has this kitchen living room, it has this bedroom, it has stairs coming from this side, and if you see the isometric view, it's pretty much like the exact same configuration. And this is something that used to take an interior designer quite a lot of effort in order to render. So that's like one part of it solved pretty instantly.
Got it. It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, I've done a bunch of other stuff as well. Like, so it does image restoration really well. So I have this black and white picture that I got from the internet, very tiny picture as you can see. And it pretty much restored it to full color. All the details are pretty much accurate. You don't have weird hands going on over here. It's pretty much like an HD picture.
They look like there are two guitars.
No, that's how the guitar is.
Okay. Sorry, my bad. I thought now you can't tell what. The sad part is the original image that you picked up from Google might also be AI generated. Like today, it's like everything is AI generated, right? So even the base images you're putting in is AI generated. People used to always say, oh, something's AI generated, I'm not going to be interested in it. I think that's still true. I think people don't like art that's AI generated. Like instinctively, like there's no story behind it. But it's so hard to tell today. Like I feel like there's a little bit of Nano Banana in most of the images coming out today, but nobody can tell and nobody's talking about it, which makes everything a lot more confusing.
So Sid, how do you tell it to be more accurate to the original?
Honestly, it's just trial and error. Sometimes it screws up, sometimes it gets it. But the thing is, most of the times it just gets it right. So I'll show you another one. I try to put all of us in a GTA 6 India version kind of a trailer. I was not really happy with this one because I don't know why I'm sitting on top of an auto on a bike. But the second one was kind of decent. Second one looked kind of decent. But another thing that I've kind of seen with Nano Banana is that the more you use the same chat window to prompt out stuff, the more it screws up. So if you see the next output, then there's no blending that happens over here. Here it's completely different faces. So I usually try to get it in one shot or two shots or three shots, but beyond that, it just fails me.
Dude, it gets stuck. Like in the sense, you'll make a bunch of edits, it'll go to step 4, step 5, and then it just gets stuck. It's just like, it doesn't make any change that you want it to. It's almost like this is the final thing, take it or leave it. And it'll produce the same image that went in. Not sure why that's happening, but yeah, it is a quirk of Nano Banana. You probably want to get your output in 1 or 2 shots, which means you need to treat it like a slot machine, right? Like roulette machine, right? Like you're just hoping you get the right output the first time, or you try again.
Is it possible for the model to understand your face better if I just upload like 50 images of me?
Not right now. Not the way Nano Banana works right now. But dude, this is like face consistency has already gotten so much better. So maybe this is a 6-month, 1 year waiting time. But yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, I want memory for images I want memory for images. I feel like more adding memory for how I look like on an everyday basis would be. But yeah, if that happens, then that's solving many other things. Like we're only a few years away from watching a movie with you starring in it at one click.
Yeah, I mean, I think today we can get like 5-second scenes, but an entire movie is like maybe a few years away.
Yeah, that's a 5-second scenes this is already a very popular product. I forget what it's called, but it's making a ton of money as well. It's basically like it's dub smash but video in the sense that you just get a
Higgsfield,
feed
like you're
of
talking about Higgsfield.
Higgsfield is this, right? Where you just upload your picture and then it generates video with you in it, right?
Correct. It generates like crazy effects and stuff.
Yeah.
We're covering that as well. I have a
We're
bunch of
covering
cool
Higgsfield.
outputs
Okay,
from
okay,
there.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. Let's just jump to Higgsfield because Higgsfield is really cool. I was fucking around with Higgsfield, and I was like, this is a really cool. This is how people will. This is how everybody would find use cases for it, right? Like it solves the originality issue.
Correct. I mean, they've really solved. So the thing is, they haven't really worked too hard on their own video models. So they let you use like Seed Dance, they let you use VO3, they let you use Kling. And what they've really done well is to show people templates of what you can do, which is exactly what you were talking about earlier as well.
Yeah, they give you the creativity, they give you the ideas.
So there's this new thing that came out called as one-click Higgsfield ads. And I'll show you a bunch of stuff that I made. Yeah, so there's a friend of mine who makes these jams, and I tried to put her jam bottle in a scene like this.
Very cool.
And you can do the same thing with like, let's say a Coke can. This is like slightly different version.
Doing that in 3D would have cost a lot of money in the past.
Like the best part about this is this. So this is the original product, and it actually has a lot of text over here. And when I saw the output in the video, it kind of preserves a lot of that text really well. Like there's not a lot of artifacts, there's not a lot of glitches, none of that stuff. And there's this other. So the thing is, this is one of the templates that you can actually use on Higgsfield. But then the best part is you have like so many other templates.
You know, I have a company I invested in recently that's only using Higgsfield for ads, right? And they have the best ROAS because they're constantly spamming one new idea from Higgsfield every day. There's still the novelty factor on social media. So like the ads are converting much better. Strange. Low effort also.
Yeah, it's not strange. It's it makes complete sense.
Okay, so Higgsfield has this other feature also called as draw to video, where you can draw stuff. You can basically upload a canvas with multiple pictures and multiple lines of text, and it shows you, it pretty much creates the output like that. So I'll show you what the input was. So this is what the input was, okay? It was basically this picture that had the Eiffel Tower. And we just created this box, which is a fictional box of 100x. And I just wrote what kind of camera movement I want. And then I just clicked on generate. And this is what I got.
I think vlogs are going to make a comeback. Like real life, real vlogs in the real world are going to make a comeback. Otherwise, the internet is going to be all this.
You mean real life vlogs on the AI world?
No. Real life vlogs in the real world where people know it's real. Otherwise, the internet is going to be all this. It's much more visually appealing, no? I mean, when I scroll Instagram or YouTube Shorts, it's all this only.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But these guys have a bunch of really crazy stuff. Like, I'm sure you guys have seen that Earth zoom effect. Everyone's been overusing that bullet time effect where you throw something and you can just, you can pause time and you can turn the camera. Yeah. So these guys have really solved the problem of ideas pretty much. There's one more thing that I'd like to show you. So this guy is also one of our first cohort students. In fact, he is an instructor in the cohort right now. He finished our cohort. He used to run a web agency, but right now he's converted that into an AI consultancy. And these guys are doing $500,000 ARR, that agency, in terms of revenue. So these guys, they do projects like music videos, ads and stuff like that. So he just created this ad. He didn't actually create it for the energy drink, but I thought it was an interesting thing to show.
I think the guy with the monster can is responsible for at least $1 billion in damages.
That's pretty good.
Cool. I can't wait to see how these keep evolving, man.
So there's a student of mine. His name is Nishchit, Okay, so he created a website where you can custom design your own jewelry using AI. And they actually make this kind of jewelry. So his family basically has been running a jewelry business for like 3-4 generations. So these guys are like one of those generational jewelry builders. So let's actually try this out. Do you guys have any particular jewelry that you want to see designed?
I want a Garuda face with shiny eyes. I don't know.
What do you want? Like a ring or a pendant?
Just say a Garuda face ring.
An eagle, I don't know if it can understand Garuda. An eagle faced ring with a what?
That's it. Good enough. An eagle face ring. Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to select ring. Let's go for the most expensive one. What kind of gems do you want?
Amethyst.
Amethyst. Okay, let's go with amethyst. Do you want to get it for $7,500 US?
I only have $1,000. Go to the first one.
Okay, what kind of style?
Modern.
Modern. Okay, let's put a random ring size and let's click and generate. So these guys basically generate it, and you can actually place an order to make that ring. And these guys are coming up with this whole experience center in Delhi where you can actually go and check out these AI generated rings and stuff like that.
Wow. That looks cool.
Yeah, so he's pretty much built this, fine-tuned this model, figured out how gemstones can look nice using AI images, and he's kind of putting it in front of the family business that he has.
This person's an AI, like has studied AI somewhere?
He's a student. He's a student of the 100x cohort. He joined our very first cohort, and he's been working on this for the last 1.5 years.
Amazing. Very cool. Though I think, yeah, his website can get better.
All right, GPT-5 launched a while ago, but since a lot of episodes have not been put out, here we are.
Tanmay, are you using GPT-5? Like, how are you using AI now?
I just have GPT open all the time on the side. On the video production front, yeah, AI for funny images, AI for storyboarding, all that stuff though was already happening. It's just gotten really good. But GPT is just an always on the side. And the thing that I'm really liking right now is I've gotten really good at inputting almost every context of my life into GPT. So GPT knows what my financial situation is. It knows what my emotional state is. It knows what I'm working on these days. So every prompt that I make, it actually has started responding, keeping in mind this stuff. Like it knows I'm on a diet. So when I was in London, I was like, hey, what's a good place to go? I'm on Oxford Street. And it only recommended me the best seafood places, being like, okay, I know you'll want to eat fish, so here's what it is. So that sort of stuff has gotten really good using GPT-5.
Have you actually started using more GPT than Google search for searching things?
Oh, 100%. I have not logged on to google.com in months. It's over. In fact, I was just discussing this with someone yesterday. I remember when Perplexity launched, it became my immediate go-to for search. And once GPT got search, I stopped using Perplexity as well. I don't know if this is a problem, if we need to keep this, but I don't know what Perplexity's next move is, because search is solved, and actually search with context is so powerful. And because GPT just has so much more context to me, I don't see a reason to move. I actually don't know what the future is. I wish there was a way for me to export my full context and just plug into different models and or different apps. I don't know if someone's working on it, but there are tools I know that are working on just creating a memory or a demographic or like a user graph for who I am. But GPT is too powerful, so I stopped using Google entirely.
Can I ask you a question around GPT? Like, do you use the 5 on auto mode, or do you use it on thinking or pro mode? Because my worry is, and I think that's irritating me about GPT right now, is the thinking mode takes too long to start like outputting.
I use it on thinking mode, and yeah, you're right. It's very irritating. So I have to manually press skip every single time. But text to like speech has also gotten really good. So I've actually, one of my latest use cases as of last week is ideating with GPT just on, and I'm just thinking out loud. And I just have conversations with GPT while I'm ideating. And it's almost like I'll tell it to generate, hey, give me 10 ideas. and it'll start rattling off ideas, idea one, idea two, and I'm just like, next. That to me is really good. And then if I like something, I'm like, remember I like this idea, I'll ask you about it later. So it's still a extremely strong assistant, a know-it-all assistant that has max context to be, which I think is it's like how when humans are configured, you just can't do without them. I think when AI gets configured, I just can't imagine living without it now.
Yeah, likewise. It's so quick, no? So quick they came, took over everything. Now we don't search. What a behavior! Like I used to search all the time. I don't run Google searches.
Yeah, I don't search at all. It's over actually. I don't know how Google searches. I mean, I'm assuming Gemini is.
But I do use Gemini. Because it's faster than GPT-5 sometimes. Sometimes when I want a quick answer, but I still want it to be smart. Because that GPT, the normal mode, even though it's fast, it's dumb. So Gemini 2.5 is like this good middle ground between GPT-5 thinking and, whatever.
Yeah, I feel like they, for code, like post-training for code was probably what they early optimized for. I think they just need a lot more PRP for each use case of search. I don't know. I feel like I'm still worried about hallucination. I still don't feel like this is the best option that GPT is providing me with.
Dude, also GPT-5 is a little bit too context locked. Like if you had a conversation with it in the past about something, let's say you had a conversation in the past with it about some medicine, let's say, okay?
Yeah, it still remembers and it'll spit out something keeping that in mind.
Correct. My worry with that is sometimes then it doesn't look beyond that. It'll constantly keep, like it's almost like one of those I don't know what the word is, but self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Where it's like you ask it for something and it'll give you things that you're already leaning towards based on your previous chats. I don't like that. Like I like the model to challenge me and take me to places or give me new information I didn't know, not regurgitate what I know and confirmation, right? Like it's confirmation bias. It's trying to confirm the beliefs I already have. I don't like that.
Yeah, if I told it saying, hey, I'm meeting this person, I'm actually trying to learn about this subject now. The meeting is done. I've learned what I had to, and I've moved on from that idea. But GPT still thinks I'm there. We need that always on device.
The one that Sam and Johnny
yeah, we need that device quickly. So I need GPT to bleed into my real life quickly. That is I think the next step. Because I've tried a bunch of devices. I've tried some Indian, some from the US. I've tried a bunch of devices. I think conversation context searching is still not great.
They're all bad, and I feel like it's execution. Yeah, that's because their execution is poor. Like the voice to text, they always use like the worst, like cheapest model to do it, and I'm just like, dude, people want accuracy with this. It's okay if it's more expensive.
Yeah, and a lot of these physical products were also released like probably a year ago. You're talking probably like the Friend and the Rewind pendant and stuff like that. Yeah, so I don't think we've gotten a lot of these updated products as well.
Sid, what are you using GPT-5 most for?
What do I use? What?
GPT-5 for?
I use it mostly, I mean, of course, the everyday stuff. If I'm curious about something, if I want to find out something, etc. I try to use it a lot for brainstorming and writing. Mostly for brainstorming for ideas. Like, mostly it's just for thinking. It's like a thinking assistant intern who can just give me more ideas, expand ideas I already have and show me like 20 possibilities. So it's mostly that.
I like using GPT for, it's almost like when I was in the US, I would be on a street in LA and I just click a picture of the street and there'll just be a building on the side. I'll be like, tell me where I am, tell me how much it would cost to buy a house here, tell me how much it would cost to run a restaurant here, and just stuff like this. Just like blow my mind on things. Right. Just tell me anything that's useful. Sometimes I'll just pull it out and be like, okay, what can I use GPT for right now just to see what else is doable. I feel like more and more people need to, if you make a conscious effort, like if you put an alarm saying use GPT right now, like 5 times a day, people will discover very specific use cases for it. Like when I go to play pickleball now, I'll start talking to GPT while I'm playing. So I'm feeling this, I feel like I need to work on this. So it's just a thing on the side that the more I feed it, the more use cases I find for it.
Okay, so this is a game that Sagar made on GPT-5.
Hey, I made this.
Oh, you made this, okay. It's basically Spider-Man swinging across buildings, and I think the idea was to see whether GPT-5 can do the swing mechanic. Is this one shot?
It is one prompt, no?
Yeah, so no, I mean I had to edit it a little bit because I added a sprite on top of this of a real Spider-Man sprite. I mean, I would say I'll tell you GPT-5's biggest drawback when it comes to making websites and games. It will always err on the side of using non-copyright assets. So it will make it with pixels. So with Spider-Man, it'll make like a red rectangle. Okay. If it's like images and websites, it'll try to use Unsplash. And I feel like a lot of good websites or even games, graphics are, I'm talking about 2D games. I think the graphics are either hand drawn or somebody would have digitally made it. If you cut off that access, the mechanics will look good. This website will be responsive, but it'll still look like a very generic website because it's using stock images. And people will be like, oh yeah, it looks like a stock website. I feel like either they use AI to generate images, and also because of that edge case, right? Sometimes in good websites, you'll have this image, like let's say image of a dragon, let's say, okay, and it's on the right, and text will be slightly behind it or merging with it or something, right? Like there are lots of things you can do combining images and text. GPT always errs on the side of let me have text in one place, images in one place, and this image is swappable. That I don't like. That I think that's why I believe more in the other apps, right? Like the coding apps, because the apps to make your own, like the vibe coding apps, because I believe that over time they will either have their own, like Higgsfield, right? They will have their own repositories of templates that you can quickly clone. And as long as they have a repository of thousands of templates, people won't mind. Like today, a website doesn't need to be as unique as it was, 5 years ago when it was also your marketing and branding. Today, like people will land on it when they have a specific, like when they want information. So I feel they have a better option because they can use third-party images easily. GPT really, like, you really have to coax it to use third-party images, and even then it'll cry. It'll revert and use Unsplash.
How much do you guys actually use GPT for writing? Do you guys actually use it for writing?
No, I use it to think, but dude, like for example, GPT-5 uses words like often too much. It's not just the negations, right? Like there's this negation statement which is it's not this, it's this. GPT was known for doing this, right? Like all AI was known for doing this. Now that's reduced, but it uses words that I don't use. It uses words like often. I don't use the word often.
Templatizes things too much.
Yeah, it's not exactly what I want, and you can tell it's wordy, right? What should be a 300-word script becomes a 600-word script. So I use it to think. I use it to do research. I use it to find analogies, but I write the script myself now.
What about you, Tanmay?
I use it to write in the sense that I use it to think of, like, I'm mostly writing jokes nowadays, so I use it to think of angles. But nothing GPT outputs is ever used as is. I'm going to ping Paras from Lost Funk and see, like, I think I want to sit and train a model to just get better at writing jokes. Like, I feel like I will personally sit down and give like 10,000 responses of post, what is it called? PRPs, or what's the full form of PRP? Post something. Basically, it's where I tell a model saying this is a better output. If this is asked, then answer with this. If this is asked, answer with this.
But my question is this, right? I have a different viewpoint on this, which is instead of you just writing jokes, it is wiser you just write a page every day about how you're thinking. And you do this for 365 days, then it can do a lot more than writing jokes, right? It can do so much. And the thing is, you'll have to be super honest about that writing. Like if you made a mistake, you'll have to write it. You'll have to write everything, like errors in your own thoughts. Like how self-aware can you be if you write that one page a day for the next 365 days? Either this model or some future model, you just dump all that in and you're like, think exactly like this person, write exactly like this person. If it's long context enough and it can understand the context well and it doesn't lose, sometimes GPT loses track over long context. If it doesn't do that, I think it's probably one of the highest ROI tasks any person who writes for a living can do.
Yeah, I need Whisperflow to have talk to action first. Then I need Whisperflow and ChatGPT to talk to each other. So I can just sit in front of a screen and just talk all day. And I need both of them to talk to each other so they have full context as to how I'm thinking.
So what if you had like a friend bot that you were talking to all the time with the glasses or one of those, and you're just talking to it all the time. It's asking you dumb questions, asking you how you feel, what mistake did you make today, etc., etc. And you're just talking to it, yapping all the time. It's recording all of that, and after 365 days, it gives you back. like a good text transcription of you back. This is the ideal way to do this, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think it's whenever Johnny is done designing it, I think that's the next step.
That's the next purchase.
That is the next purchase.
All right. I just have one more thing to show, which I think is very interesting along the lines that we're talking about. So, Kriya is this popular tool that I think a lot of people know about. These guys are introducing this feature called real-time video, and I think we all kind of knew that this was coming. But this is pretty much the first version of what it's going to look like. So you can pretty much move these images and these abstract shapes in order to make the video also move. And I think like something like this unlocks a whole new possibility of getting different kind of shots that you want in a certain scene. Obviously, the outputs are not like that good. It looks like pretty basic.
It's control net for video.
Yeah, but it's live.
Yeah, I think gaming, this changes. Yeah, I think this will not only gaming, but I think also like I think the live experience at a gig. Like if I would love it if like a DJ is doing a gig and based on the DJ's movements, the visuals get controlled in the back. Right? Like that's just a very simple example. That sort of stuff will like I don't see a lot of AI having bled into live experiences yet. I keep seeing tiny reels of in Japan they're using AI this way and stuff, but it's not become super mainstream yet.
Have you heard of world models?
World models?
Yeah. Have you heard about world models?
No, what are those?
So it's pretty much like, so it's a model that understands physics and environments. So you pretty much upload a picture and you can explore that world using your arrow keys. But what's being generated is real-time video. So when you press the forward arrow, the frames are being generated in.
Yeah, this is Google's world model. Correct. No, I saw this.
Google has, it's called Genie. Google released it. A bunch of other companies also released it. So there's like 4-5 companies that released a bunch of world models together. So what you're talking about exists in that sense where it's a game where, you know, the actions that you take are pretty much live and real-time generated.
Yeah, I remember that happening. This is very cool. It's not out yet, no?
No, I mean, you can't really try it out right now. Everyone's sort of doing like closed betas, but there's no practical use case for it other than, you know, it's like a fancy party trick right now, but I'm excited to see how it sort of evolves and where it infuses itself into.
I'd love if there was like a live movie play, which is like the actors on stage and they all have mocap suits and each character is mapped to each person and you get to watch a movie version while they're acting it out on stage. Like, I think that's where my head goes. So you get to see people do it real time, and the appeal is every show is different based on what they do. Like, okay, for example, in improv, we used to play games like in improv, it'll be like, we used to generate scenes on the fly. So 2 people walk in and one of them suddenly acts like we're in the kitchen. I should be able to see it happen immediately. Then if one of us is doing the voice of Donald Duck, we should become Donald Duck on the screen. So people are able to see what we're performing, but as like a sketch real time. Yeah, this is a stupid idea. They just have stupid ideas.
I mean, that'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, Whose Line Is It Anyway would be a fully different show. And they used to do this. By the way, they used to do this in post. Like if Colin Mockery and Ryan Stiles got on stage, they did a scene, they would animate it later, like spend 2 weeks animating it later and then putting it up as a scene separately. But now you can do it real time.
By the way, we are recording this video on the 11th of September. Today, a Nano Banana competitor launched from China. It's called Seed Dream. It's by ByteDance, the company behind TikTok. I haven't had the chance to try it out yet, but we have access to this. But it's pretty much on par with whatever I've seen on Nano Banana as well.
See, that's the thing with AI. A big company will do it, then everybody else will follow suit. It'll become open source, and the cycle repeats.
That's a lot. That's a lot to cover in one episode. Thanks, Sid, for joining us. Do check out the marketing cohort that's starting on 100x. Do check out the 100x website, and yeah, that's for this episode. I promise we will be back with more, and hopefully we won't forget our password. Sagar, don't forget our password.